Hey, Charles, how's it going?
Hey, it is awesome being back on the Lee Gersman show. This is Lee Gersman's pick,
Yeah,
and I can't wait to hear the story of this outfit here that he
really?
picked today. Yeah, I cannot wait. This is one of the most exciting episodes for me, period, that I've had in a long time. And
Oh, really?
I've picked some really good shit lately. But maybe Lee picked something outstanding or not, but we won't know. But I
Well,
want
yeah.
to know
All right, well, this
what
is a
we're doing
group.
today.
Yeah, this is an album by a group called Freeport. And they were on the mainstream label. They were like a psychedelic, or trying to be psychedelic band. A part of the,
Yeah.
sort of part of the Alan Lorber Bosstown sound connection, even though they weren't really quite a part
No,
of that.
I wouldn't.
But
No,
they
no.
were on the same label as a bunch of the other Bosstown sound bands, so they kind of got lumped into it. And I
No.
heard
Yeah, go ahead.
heard this album back in the day when
Really?
someone I knew, well, not in the early time, but someone I knew had the album, and I was going to make a mixtape of songs because at that time, Rhino Records was doing a thing where if you pick songs from certain groups, then you can possibly win the contest, and they'll do a, you know, um,
A big
like an
prize.
anthology based on your pick. And at the
Freeport
time,
Anthology.
I was listening to Freeport, and I couldn't really find anything on it that I cared for, but I still picked some anyway because they were obscure. And so I later, you know, found out something, and so that's why I
Oh,
decided to do it.
yeah. I got a suspicion of what maybe you found out, but let me throw some things out there. This band was out of Cleveland, Ohio, Lee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. Now, if you remember, maybe about a year, 2 years ago, we were dating artists that you just absolutely fell in love with. And
Almost.
that band is in this group.
Huh?
Kevin Raleigh is in this group.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Yeah, I
Now,
did.
see, now when did you know that
That
Kevin
that's
Raleigh was
that's
in this fucking group?
huh?
That's the question. When did you know exactly Kevin Raleigh was in this group?
About maybe an hour before I decided to pick it to review.
That's interesting. Now that's interesting. So I was like, you know, I didn't care for this Kevin Raleigh fucker. But god damn it, when I see Kevin Raleigh, I was like, oh shit, this is gonna be fun. I didn't know he was in a group before the Michael Stanley band. I didn't know. I figured Lee knew this shit.
Well,
And
I figured that
I'm like,
because of something
Freeport.
that you picked, I decided to pick something too.
But I couldn't. I got that part. I couldn't remember though. If you said it was an hour before, then no, you didn't mention it on whatever the fuck the name of his crappy album was. Um, but Kevin Raleigh, yeah, legendary, if you want to say so. Keyboard player. He did have probably the biggest national hit though with the Michael Stanley band, and He Can't Love You Like I Love You. I think it was like the 13th video ever
Yeah.
played on MTV or some shit like that. Sorry, America. But yeah, and then the other guys in this band I do not know at all. Never heard of them.
Yeah.
And I grew up in this area, and never once did I hear anybody mention anything about Freeport.
Yeah.
Ever.
I was kind of hoping that you wouldn't look it up.
No, of course I would. Well, you know I would.
Yeah, well, I, I
My jaw
sometimes
dropped.
worry that
Yeah,
you will, but I
my
never
jaw dropped.
hope you will.
Yeah, my jaw dropped and I laughed when the first song, and he wrote like about 3/4 of this album,
Yeah.
allegedly. So I was like, oh wow, okay.
Hmm.
But anyway, there's a little story behind this pick, folks. But don't worry about that. If you're a big Kevin Raleigh fan, I mean no disrespect, with Lee and my late mother, and yeah, it should have been the Kevin Raleigh band, not the Michael Stanley band,
Hmm.
apparently. But this is his first foray, I believe,
Yeah.
recorded music, 1970, on some Wham Bam, Thank You Ma'am label Lee mentioned with
Uh-huh.
Oscar Goody Woo and all those people. I don't know who they are, but it was all out of Cleveland, Ohio. So let's go. Let's get into it, Lee, with your Freeport.
All right. Who wants to start?
I'll go.
All right. What do you think of the first song? It's a brand new morning.
Well, like I mentioned earlier, Lee slid some Kevin Raleigh by me, and like I said, no, you didn't mention this before. I thought maybe you did, but you didn't. Uh, well, from what I heard, understand this band was considered a poor man's James game. And this is a Cleveland band I hadn't a clue about, but this song is almost comical points with the faux gospel-y singing. There's probably a reason Raleigh had to latch on to Michael Stanley. I mean, is it Nantucket bad? No, but it's generic, which isn't a good thing.
All right. Well, at the time, this was the song that I picked for that tape, and but this was back then. I'm talking about what I think of the album now. The Partridge Family going psychedelic or trying to. I can imagine this being the theme song for a children's show with a purple bird playing the guitar. The guitar player is doing well, so this song has that going for it, but psychedelic this isn't. Or at least not outside of a Tupperware party. At the time I first heard this album, this was the only song I thought was not truly bad. It isn't truly bad. Not totally. Alright, now for I Need Your Lovin'. This is okay. It's amateurish, and I could imagine a bunch of 2-year-olds dancing to this, doing air guitar and mock singing, and one of the parents films it, and later in life, when the guy grows up, he hides it in his closet and decides no one needs to see it. But the guitar part is okay, and if I were at my next door neighbor's party and his brother was the band playing outside while we ate barbecue chicken and drinking fine expensive cognac, I'd be happy. All right, now for yeah, just what you need. Okay.
No, I didn't get to say.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, okay. Go on.
All right. This was an Eric Carmen written song. So,
I have some to say after you continue.
Okay. I hope Eric Carmen didn't strike a nerve.
No.
But hey, man, Eric Carmen giving some fellow Clevelanders there some juice. That's pretty cool. But this song is a marked improvement from the opener. Even though I do hear some raspberries, like that kind of sound there. It makes sense because it was written by Carmen. Hell, I can even hear a bit of some of the Who on this song in some of the guitar work. Is it great? No. But it's a better track than the opener, especially for them 2-year-olds. But can't I gotta steal that one from you, Lee, but can't say I'd go back for a repeat. But on one listen, compared to the opener, not too bad.
Okay, what I want to say is I looked it up because at that time Eric Carmen wasn't doing anything. He was in Ohio, but then I looked and I tried to find info about it, and then that's when I sort of found out that he actually later in life did a remake of this, but it was the Four Tops song, and that he didn't actually write it. So as to how he got credit for it, I don't know. But that this is supposed to be like a remake of the Four Tops song written by Holland Dozier Holland, but Eric Carmen got credit before he was in the Raspberries. So I don't know. Maybe he did like an imitation of it and gave it to them and it got through. But yeah,
Oh, by the way,
that's weird though.
this vinyl goes for up to about $250 if you have a
Yeah,
copy.
yeah, it's a rare album.
Yeah.
Nobody buys it, but it's rare. Okay. What do you think of What She's Done?
No, not just what you need.
Oh, okay. All right. What
Uh,
about Just What You Need?
Now this one ain't so bad. Well, wait a minute. It wasn't so bad in the beginning, but then it turned bad. The guitars are pretty putrid. And that's a damn shame, is the feel of the tune wasn't bad at all. Till those guitars loused this up. Perhaps with some better guitar players, this wouldn't be that bad of a cut. The guitar solos aren't as bad, but the riff work is putrid. So with different guitar players, probably a decent cut. And maybe there's a version out there with better guitarists. Tell us, Kevin Raleigh. Go ahead, Lee.
Huh. I put this is pretty good. I like the song and the guitar playing. And this is without anything embarrassing like the last couple of numbers. They're getting into their groove and it's all right. And now for What She's Done. It might be considered filler tune to some, but I think it's quite a good song. It's somewhat of a deep cut, but I like the groove to it. It's the closest to a real psychedelic song so far in its melodic construction. I like it. What do you think?
Now it's Kevin Raleigh that messes this one up. At this point, he hadn't found a solid voice yet, and he really struggles. And that blows because musically now, the guitarist found some mojo again, and they aren't half bad either. And an oddity that I totally found in the song is I could maybe believe Ace Frehley ripped off Save Your Love from this because the chorus structure is the same. Or if he had even better, please, I hope he didn't, but the chorus structure is exactly the same.
Huh.
It's not terrible other than the vocals on this, though. So see, that's what we're getting into. Either the vocals suck or the music sucks. They just can't get it together. All right.
All right. Huh. Well, what do you think of the song Nonsense?
Well, this was written by those great guitar players Dennis Stredney and Roger Lewis, which surprisingly are not based off of what I heard. The guitars, I mean, I don't know what to think of this album so far, but it's kind of surprising they wrote it because the guitars are a bit understated on this compared to the other tracks thus far. But unfortunately, this is just a sped up version of Knocking on Heaven's Door. Absolutely. It does have a somewhat good guitar solo, but it's just a sped up version of that Dylan song. No wonder they don't even play this in Cleveland, Lee.
Huh. I put when they jam is when the song is the best for me. Otherwise, it's an okay song that I could imagine Quicksilver Messenger Service doing well. So I give it a nod overall. And now for Old Man. So far, worst song on the album. I don't like it at all. It was extremely annoying. What do you think?
Yeah, Kevin Raleigh back on the road in here. Is it any good? That's the question, I guess. For sure, this has some Hendrix influence on the guitar riff. Foxley Lady comes to mind. I'll tell you what, this Freeport outfit really does like copying other songs, as I can see. And Raleigh's vocals are still weak as hell. And I know that those will get better in time, even if I didn't like this stuff. This is just some more dribble, period.
Hmm.
Dribble.
Okay, what do you think of Call Yourself the Wind?
Unfortunately, the streak of something just ain't right. The music's fine. It's pretty cool. There's some pretty cool bass licks on this song. But what did I mean freak out even? At this point, I'm so fucking lost and what the hell is this shit we're listening to? But the bass lick is cool, but the vocals are Stonehenge Spinal Tap bad. And they're gang vocals, so you can't blame Raleigh alone on that. Raleigh does get to show off a bit on the organ. He doesn't do too bad. And that's a shame because this song isn't terrible, but the vocals and the arrangement of such are pathetic. This is more like Breaking Wind, is this one.
Hmm.
Calling yourself the wind.
I put from the worst song to the best song. This is really very good. Perhaps I would not mind hearing a little drumming on it, but it was fine without the drums. It's the sort of song I could hear while walking down the beach with someone awesome. It also sounds like something I could have written, which is usually a good thing. I like it. And now for 40 Long Faces. Alright. It's an interesting, progressive sounding song. I could imagine Traffic could have done a good version of this. It's pretty cool. What do you think?
Well, Raleigh takes a step back on lead vocals. It's one of the guitar players that does, but of course Raleigh has to throw his 1 cent in. It's not even 2 cents. And now finally, though, the gang vocals now sound too horrid. See, they should have had Kevin Raleigh taking the backseat vocally more, at least on this album. Do I like this? No. But it's maybe about the best complete song I've heard on this album. We only got one more song. So it's a strong contender for best on the album for me. 40 Long Faces, Lee.
Huh.
See if it holds.
Alright. What do you think of Lend a Hand?
40 Long Faces doesn't have shit to worry about. Yeah, no. It's the best song on the album. We go out with a ballad that is way horribly sung by Kevin Raleigh. Who in the hell decided that, yes, that's a take? Now, I'm not sure how young he was here. Did he have like 1.5 hits after this? And, oh my gosh. Another dude's name on the band, by the way. So why would I expect anything less? Yeah, I'm still waiting to hear something good from Mr. Kevin Raleigh, and this wasn't it.
Huh. Now, that sounds like a commercial for like a brand of some, like, you wanted some Kevin Raleigh and you wanted to find the best and you're still looking 'cause this isn't it. Anyway, now for yeah. Aside from a couple of quick moments that were okay, I thought this song was the typical ballad song that needn't be included. But some people like those types of songs, so it was included for them. I would have preferred if this song and the song previous, 40 Long Faces, were switched. It's not truly terrible, but it's close to the not going to listen to it again category. Alright.
The best song on the album, 40 Long Faces.
Yep.
Because it was damn near the end of this shit.
Huh.
Hopefully there's no more Freeports. I really hope they broke up.
I don't think they did anymore.
Kevin Raleigh jumped at Michael Stanley Band, and we don't need to do any more of them either. Because they're not that good either.
Yeah.
So, and it kills me to say that. These are Cleveland people. I should be supporting them. But no. Do you think they're a poor man's James Gang, Lee?
Huh?
Like somebody wrote that.
What?
They're a poor man's James Gang, this Freeport. Were they?
Maybe extremely bones sticking out of the ribcage poor.
Don't even get food stamps poor.
Yeah. They eat the food stamps poor.
Yeah. No way. And I'm not even that big of a James Gang fan, but no. There was no Joe Walsh in this group. Well,
Well, actually, the James
don't tell me
Gang's
there was
third
one guy.
album has a lot of really pathetic songs that match some of this. So,
But that was their third album, and then
yeah.
probably not long after that, he went to the Eagles. I'm assuming.
Well, he went solo and then he went to Eagles.
Right. Well, fuck the James Gang. They did
Yeah.
okay for a couple records, but I'm like, at least people have heard of them.
Yeah.
I almost thought this was Freeport Convention,
Huh.
which is better, by the way, better. But
Yeah.
Freeport Convention is some good music.
Yeah.
But this was not. But hey, that's okay. That's all right. I can survive.
Yeah.
Can we in the future? That's what we got to find out.
Huh?
We can survive. Can we survive in the future on picks? We will find out, folks.
Oh boy.
But damn it, you slid a Kevin Raleigh by me. That was pretty cool.
Well,
I laughed immediately. It was worth it just for that alone. But he didn't sound good on this record. He sounded better on that solo thing we did.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Even though I hated those fucking songs, I thought he sounded better. So,
All right.
he was probably a little young here. He didn't find his voice yet.
Yeah.
No wonder nobody ever played these guys. But you found them, Lee. God bless you for that.
Yeah. Well, I knew of them.
Shit, if you could find that vinyl and sell that piece, you could have a good old vodka party at the Lee house. That goes for some good money for some reason.
Yeah. That's because people haven't heard it.
I wonder why. I bet most of them are still in plastic. They're usually like.
Well, the copy that I heard was a promo, so it might not have even sold.
Yeah. It's like the coasters. You just have a whole album of the coaster to put your glasses on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. With this shit, but hey, we survived. I mean, in the end, we got older and figured out this was great.
Yeah.
Songs were good, like 40 Arabian Nights or whatever the hell it was. I don't even remember what it was called. I'll never listen to it again. Kevin Raleigh, still don't really like the music. Lee does, and that's cool. You gotta have a fan.
Yeah.
You got one.
Yeah, one.
God bless you.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.